But Adrian Buchan taking on Kelly Slater and Caio Ibelli. And what a heat this is. A lot of interesting storylines unfolding here, but Kelly Slater, we've got to touch on him first. Caio getting the first ride of this heat. This one during the break.
He is so fast and so aggressive, and so everything's done so beautifully. I love the way he surfs, the power, the energy, the front.
Adrian Buchan also swinging on one early in the heat.
And that backhand is just one of the best on tours. Beautiful vertical approach, and when he gets into those positions, tight to the pocket.
We're here in the last heat of the elimination round. Caio Ibelli up at the moment. Already had a 6.33 earlier on. Looking for a backup number now. He's up against Adrian Buchan and Kelly Slater. And that is a solid finish.
Mistimed and a bit of a struggle, but that last one he fought to finish that wave and complete it. Caio on the replay. Nice round snap out the back into a beautiful layback hack on that inside. And he's looking sharp, isn't he? Looking really, really on to start this heat. No nerves in sight.
Yeah, he's had a tough run so far this season, Caio. Like Kelly, he fell out of the mix in this elimination round at stop one. And then the poor guys had to come up against Felipe Toledo twice in the head-to-head heats of the round of 32. Getting the call up in the first few events. Here's Kelly Slater. Nice roundhouse cutback to get started. Big section to climb on top of here. Does well to reel it in. And he'll get the completion on the closeout there. Dives off right on the inside.
Sure was. Ibelli, semi-final. Beautiful wrapping roundhouse cutback. Kelly uses the rail so beautifully, and I feel you can learn so much about where he's at just from this first ride. Administrative level, I suppose, as surfers representative, and in what goes on that side of the sport as well. Kelly Slater.
Well, Kelly had a 4.7 on his first wave. That one's not going to amount to much. I mentioned earlier, ground his way to a quarterfinal finish down at Bells Beach. Never really had a show-stopping performance. But at Karamas, he gave us so much to cheer about. A third-place finish there. And you know what I found? In addition to the great performance, he was back to his best as far as getting inside the minds of his rivals there. 21 minutes to go, and it looks like Adrian Buchan swinging here. Has to avoid Caio Ibelli there, and he kicks out. As Caio looks to really solidify his position at the top here. Uses that priority, easy choice, great looking wave, big bottom turn into a really silky clean carve. Motoring through to the inside now, just flowing beautifully in this heat. Everything working in his favour.
So big mistake that meant you didn't get a score. Here we go, replay. I love this turn. Silky, smooth, searing. Beautiful off the bottom into another one. Nothing that dynamic, but just beautifully orchestrated. So well put together. One into the next. When the wave's that good and the surfing's that smooth and clean and beautiful, you don't have to do anything that's that critical. It just has to be, maximise the scoring potential that was in the wave, and he certainly did that.
Really putting some separation between himself and the wall of that wave with those big drawn-out bottom turns, allowing him to get so tight and critical in the pocket of these waves. Wave selection, Slater on the outside, and a bit more commitment to that rail. From the 47-year-old driving through to the inside, gets a clean finish too. That'll be his best wave and get him off the bottom of the table.
What an exchange, and when you look at that set, it's squared up on the reef. It stood there beautifully, and both of those waves, there was no question, no doubt, they were beautiful waves. But for Ace Buchan, he only had to wait another minute or two. That first turn of Kelly's, that was beautiful, and this one's still got all that wall on the inside too. This tail waft in the snap into the last turn, throws the tail aggressively.
A bit more electricity in Kelly's manoeuvres, it felt like, especially this one.
Commitment, dedication. Look at it. It's really what the judges want to see. And although Caio's wave was better, Kelly's surfing was better. And I think there was a little bit of silkiness as to Caio's that might have needed a bit more edge.
We know Strider Wasilewski has been good friends and for a long period of time was on the Quicksilver team with Kelly. And his pickup in that first seeding round was Kelly had kind of gone back to surfing in around the pocket with more vertical turns, and Strider was like, I'd really love to see him get back to that power because that's what saw him get the big result.
And tomorrow, what's the call going to be? Yeah, so the other good news is that swell's looking really strong. It's going to build through today, peak overnight, sort of into the morning hours tomorrow. We'll make first call tomorrow at the box. So we've just kind of been analysing that and making sure we're really comfortable to do that. It'll be early. We'll be out there just having a look at it, making sure it's going to be on, but really confident we'll be out at the box tomorrow, and great surf.
Look at it again, Barton. Unbelievable the first turns that Kelly's throwing down at the moment.
And if he got out of this one quicker, look at this next little section that was right there. Somehow...
But here we go, 12 minutes to go. Adrian Buchan just waiting for his shot at a decent wall. He's done some brilliant backhand surfing throughout his career. He's going to rely on some of it now. Draws off the bottom. Just a set-up turn. Still moving a bit of water. Needs a big finish here. Gets the finish. Will probably be his best ride, but not going to be the number he needs to move in a second spot. Caio Ibelli going vertical on his first section on that ride. Can't ride out. Slater on the outside. He's going to go for the lead now. Needs a 5.4 out of this ride. Big layback jam again. Comes out of that turn with speed and whips that tail. And Slater has tapped back into the same form that saw him semi-final at stop 3. And he is looking super energised and motivated here at the moment.
Backside to really stand out and to shine, it needs to be more vertical. It needs to be more straight up. Here's that first turn for Kelly's. He just lays it back in the pocket. Beautiful turn. Up into another one. He knows that this is important to complete.
And Caio on the outside sees an opportunity to better his position. Draws up into this first section. Big carve to get started. Up into the pocket again. And does well to find another section to lay into. And he'll ride out on the inside there. Just getting out of that one before that dry rock shelf.
What a pleasure. I mean, you know, we saw it at Karamas, where we saw that turn. We go, wow, that's what the judges are going to score you on. And now we get, you know, really get to the positions that he torques his body into in those kind of curved waves. And it's so fun to watch. So I'm happy that he's not caught up in anybody else's game. But here we go. Ace trying to battle back into this thing. Let's see him go vertical.
Well, a nice transition turn to get started. Just poking that board up into the lip. Found some speed out of the move. Swings the tail on the end section. Runs out of room, though. Just 2 manoeuvres.
But a better style away for Ace Buchan. These guys are building and growing, and he's not quite. I just feel like, again, here, there's not enough lip on this wave, and they end up just being carves out of the top. That's a nice floater re-entry.
Buchan's back in third place. And Slater up again. And just throwing everything at it. Beautiful turn there into the carving 360. He's going to ride out. Dynamic combination.
He's having fun. It's good to see. Beautiful surfing. Look how far he's coming back from. He's got wall all in front of him, the time to spare to set it up into that incredible layback turn that he's known for, into the carving 3. Beautiful carving 3, and I love those carving 3s. There's a moment where they're perfectly suited and they should be rewarded because it's a part of a performance.
Caio Ibelli, he's got priority here. He's opted to take this wave. Needs a big number. A 9 prior to Kelly's last ride. I think that is the number he's been needing anyway. It doesn't look like Kelly's last one's going to go into his top 2. So Caio needs to tear this thing apart. But the main objective at the moment is Karamas, the Corona Bali Protected event, which finished just last week. The replay of Caio Ibelli's last ride. He needs a big number, Barton, a 9 to get into the lead.
It was a beautiful vertical first turn, but there's a difference when you anchor the back arm and pivot on.
Adrian Buchan, who's up at the moment on the outside, drawing off the bottom. Nice bottom turn, couple of bumps to deal with. Kelly Slater up again. Here in the last elimination heat of the Margaret River Pro, Slater already has amassed a heat score total of 16.5. That's the highest of the event so far.
Get angles in your turns and energy in the turn that a traditional style top turn, just like Kelly did there, where the traditional style top turn doesn't really give you. Like, he's really picked the eyes out of the lineup and found the ones that have stood tall, allowed him time to build speed, and then he's made the most of that speed when he's had the opportunity.
On the inside, Caio Ibelli with the air reverse, rides out of that one. Having a good heat at the moment.
Need to build too much from where he was. Oh, that was beautiful. This angle makes it look bigger, doesn't it? It makes you realise what sort of wave pace he had in front of him when he did that air. Again, it wasn't, absolutely incredible, but it showed the judges something different, and he completed it. So a good ride there. He's looking to improve on that 6-point ride.
This is a very zoomed in camera, so the judge's perspective, this one, but I think it shows that there's a bit of height missing from that if he wants to better the 6.9. Improve on a 6.9 to make life more difficult for this man who's not giving up. Nice sequence of turns here, and he'll finish it well on the inside. Still going. Here's Adrian Buchan, the Australian veteran. Asks the judges the question.
He felt that one. That's exactly the type of wave and exactly the type of surfing we were alluding to him having to do. Really impressive and good opportunity. But this, see that whip out of the top, means he's right back in the pocket. Beautiful vertical re-entry into a third. And you're like, well, that was a great ride, but he still found more in it. Another re-entry there and goes, why? Give me a chance, judges. I'm here to play. That's going to be, close to an excellent score.
He dug in big time on that first manoeuvre. Got the board right above the lip. His timing's impeccable on this ride. We are waiting on numbers to come through.
The sooner he hears them, the better, because it'll give him an idea. He'll know where he's at, and that's got to be his best scoring ride without question. It's got to be one of those waves right up there with the keepers in this heat, and it'll open the door for him to have a chance.
And his charge is just going to come a little too late, but it was a brave fight back. But Caio Ibelli's going to hold on to second spot.
And all of those elimination heats were so exciting. And you could see the desperation. You knew that nobody wants to lose in this round. Big shame for Ace Buchan, but he really started to show his potential towards the end.
And it felt like no one wanted to lose more than Kelly Slater.